All right, good afternoon, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started with Coach. Christian Clark, you can lead us off, please.
Hey, Stan, Christian Clark here with Knoll.com. You mentioned yesterday about just kind of finding some starting points and just something to build off of on the offensive end. Is there any idea kind of what those are at this point?
Yeah. So number one, as it's always been, and the only game we've done a good job of it was the San Antonio game. Number one is to take care of the ball. We got to take care of the ball, not beat ourselves, give ourselves a chance to win. So it's the only game where we've been under 18 turnovers. We were at 8 and survived a bad shooting night. Number two is a pace and energy. And I'm not just talking about up and down the court, but within our offense, and to get more than one action, to be able to play in an action. If we don't get anything, get it to the other side of the floor and play. Something that I thought Phoenix did an outstanding job of last night. We're a one-option team right now, and then we tend to be stagnant and stand around, go one-on-one. We got to get the ball moving and get into more action. So I think those are the two main things right now, and then making plays for each other.
What's up, Coach? This is Will from The Athletic. Just in general terms, what's your approach after a loss like that? How you talk to your team that next practice? Just, do you even go over the film? Do you try to just build from that day forward? Or I guess, what's your approach when you lose a game like that?
I mean, I think everybody's approach changes from game to game. Every situation is different. Our approach from last night is we watched some film and we came out and worked on some things offensively today. To try to get better movement, better organization, just the stuff we talked about, better pace. So we just went back to work. I'm not going to, beat them up over the game last night, but we did watch some things on film and then and tried to work on some things and improve.
Hey, it's Andrew from ESPN. Going back to Christian's question about the finding some more consistency on offense. Do you think that's going to help lift the energy levels on defense? It seemed like once guys didn't see some things happen on the offensive end, they kind of let that seep through on the defensive end.
There's no question, Andrew. It's it's a great point on your part. We talked about that this morning. That look, right now offensively we're struggling. There's no question about that. We've got a lot to work on. We will get better. We will find the answers. In the meantime, we have to rely on our defense and rebounding and not beat ourselves with fouls and turnovers. But I did think last night, for the first time that I've seen with our guys, that we got discouraged by the offensive end of the floor, got frustrated and weren't as engaged defensively as we have been at other times this year.
Hey, Coach, this is Ollie with the Bird Rights. More times than not, we've seen the bench performances kind of be lacking for the most part in these first 4 games. What can you do as a coach to either maybe just get these guys playing better, more together, just getting some production out of them going forward?
Yeah, well, I think Josh has played pretty consistently. JJ had the really good first game. He struggled a little bit. The last 3 games, not a lot of other guys have gotten opportunity. I thought Nikhil played his minutes pretty well last night. I think it starts with playing the right people and playing them in the right combinations. And I'm still a little bit of a loss for that.
Hey, Stan, Christian Clark one more time. Steven Adams obviously has a reputation for being a very steady player. How is actually coaching him compared to your perception coming into this situation?
That's exactly what I expected from him. I mean, I've talked to Billy Donovan and, Bob Byer was there with him in Oklahoma City. So, we knew who he was. He's a great competitor. He's solid. He's consistent. He does what he's supposed to do every night. He's not a guy you ever have to worry about.
So, Coach, this is Will again. When you're this early in the season and you're struggling in an area the way you guys have on offense, how do you balance, sticking with the plan you had coming into the year just to improve chemistry, improve continuity versus making a change to try to get those results?
Well, we've been, if anything, we've probably changed up on them too much. I think that's been a problem. We started with one thing, adjusted about a week later, and now we've adjusted again. We really haven't let them get comfortable because I still am not sure exactly how the best way for us to play is. I know we want to play with good pace. I also know we want to play with more structure and discipline. So trying to find that balance is hard. I clearly have not found it. And it'll take some time, and, we'll keep working at it. But yeah, I mean, it's not a matter of starting over. It's a matter of getting better and finding the best way for us to play.
Hey, Coach Andrew, one more time. Kind of to Will's point, does it take you figuring that out before you think about starting lineup changes? I know you've changed rotations somewhat so far, but do you want to try to figure some things out before you get into, okay, maybe I need to start this guy, bring this guy off the bench or anything like that? You got to get your stuff kind of figured out first.
I mean, I think our starting lineup's basically been pretty good. I mean, it hasn't been like us getting buried early in games. So I don't think that's the problem. The rotation does, how we're going to rotate guys does concern me. I don't think that I'm really comfortable with, where I'm at with that. But right now I'm just more focused on us playing better regardless of who is out there. I don't think it's a problem of chemistry with the guys that are playing in certain units together. I think it's a systemic problem that we're all having right now, and we've just got to get better. That's where my focus is.
And one on the general NBA, it seems like just in general so far, there's been a lot more blowouts, even good teams, bad teams. It doesn't seem to have some sort of rhythm. What do you think is that a product of early on because of all the teams having shortened training camps and things like that? It just seems like it's a league-wide thing so far.
Yeah, I don't really have any idea, to be quite honest. I'm out of the business now of analyzing league-wide trends and things like that. I'm just worried about one team. So, last night was a bad night for us. We'll move on. We try to get better. I noticed the scores, certainly the Clipper-Dallas score and then Milwaukee-Miami score. And, you see those scores and they're sort of astounding, but, I don't really know what to attribute that to.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
you can see my eye.
Well, this is the camera, so.
You can see my eye. I look like Forrest Whitaker.
Hold on. Wait, do we unmute it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, Stephen? This is Will from The Athletic. What have you guys been doing the past few days just to address some of the issues you guys are having on offense? A couple games, under 100 points. What have y'all been doing to try to fix those problems?
But just trying to get a basic understanding of the system, if that makes sense. It is a complicated thing, boy. But we're kind of taking the approach of just targeting kind of the basic stuff first. Say step 1, you're only allowed to do these things. And then once we get really good at doing those, then we'll move on from there, if that makes sense. So that's been our approach. And I'm missing a lot. I'm being very vague. So there's a lot more.
Hey, Stephen, Christian Clark with NOLA.com. How difficult is it to just, learn a new system in such a short time frame? I think Sunday marked 3 weeks with you guys together.
Yeah, it's it's different from every other year, and because of the time. But still, man, it's not an impossible thing. It's just chemistry is just a weird thing, right? You can't really rush it because either it shows up now or it's going to show up later in the season. You know what I mean? So.
Ollie, go ahead.
Stephen, this is Ollie from the Bird Rights. How comfortable do you personally feel within, not just the defense, but especially on the offense, since that's what we're talking about? Do you find yourself out of place or maybe, just not in sync with the guys?
Yeah, but this is like the whole team's out of sync, and it's also should be noted that just because we score, and that's the product that we need, right, to win the game. We need a score, but you can still be out of sync within the system rules, if that makes sense. But sometimes you get broken plays and whatnot. But it's minimizing the amount of those plays, right, each game, just so then you have some continuity, flow. People can read off each other much easier. So yes, I've been out of place numerous times, but yeah, we'll make it work, mate.
Thanks, Stephen.
Hey, Stephen, Joe Masato from the Oklahoman. Just wanted to get your thoughts on being back in Oklahoma City. And is it strange considering how much roster turnover there's been? I think there's only 6 guys left on the Thunder team that you actually played with.
You're asking, is it weird going back?
Yeah, just your thoughts on going back to Oklahoma City, but being with the team that, is quite different than the one you left last season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're talking about their team, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, just make sure, mate. It should be fine, mate. Just another basketball game, really. But, should be good to see some familiar faces and whatnot, It's all good stuff. Yeah.
Anything else for Stephen? All right, great. Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thanks, Steve.
can lead us off when they unmute their line.
Are we good to go?
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Kyra, it's Andrew from ESPN. Just want to get your thoughts on just your first NBA minutes last night, and how do you think it went?
It went good. Just going out there playing after a long off season, not doing anything, just working out with COVID going on. So it was good to get a feel how the NBA game is, get my conditioning up in game, just different reads on pick and roll, playing defense. Overall, it was good.
Hey, Kyra, Christian Clark with Noel.com. I know you guys as a team have not been together for very long, trying to incorporate a lot of new pieces. And Stanis said the half-court offense is still kind of a work in progress. Just what were some of the points of emphasis today coming off of last night?
I just get the ball to both sides, a lot of movement so you can keep the defense in rotation, swing the ball, make sure when you get the ball, be ready to shoot or be ready to attack or move it one more. But really, the main focus was just not turning the ball over, getting it to multiple sides, and just making the defense work so we can get easy buckets.
What's up, Kyra? This is Will from The Athletic. You did get your first opportunity to play last night, but what's it been like trying to figure out how to improve and how to grow your game when you're coming into games pretty much knowing you're not going to play, if at all, or very little, just knowing your opportunities are going to be limited. So how do you find other ways to improve?
Just watch the game, be focused on the sidelines, see what's going on in the game, how players like me, point guards, run their teams, get guys in order, how they come off pick and roll, make plays for their team, how they get through screens, and just really just getting a feel for how my teammates play if I get an opportunity. So I know how to feed off of them and get them easy baskets and try to incorporate myself as well.
Hey, Kyra, how much do you pick the brain of a Bledsoe or Alonzo to try and learn, I guess, as much as you can and see what they're seeing in games? Do you try to talk to them when they come off the court? I know you guys are spaced out, but do you try and pick their brain in the moment to try and see how you can improve in those aspects?
Just ask them what they see out there. Maybe if I see something that they probably didn't see at the time, just watch on the sideline, I could tell them. I just really tell them to stay aggressive. Maybe if their shot's not falling, keep shooting. I don't know what happens. I really just try to keep them encouraged if maybe they're having a bad stretch, or even if they're playing well, just keep talking them up. And really, if I see something that they didn't see, just tell them.
Hey, Kyra, Caroline here from Pelicans Radio. I know you went to a big school in Alabama, but what's this been like being in the NBA? I mean, charter travel, plane, hotels, all that stuff, game after game. What's kind of been like your welcome to the NBA? What's that been like?
I had to say just travel this year a little bit different. Every other day, having a game, and then maybe you have a home game, they had to travel the next day. So I just had to say the travel is different from college, playing twice every week. Maybe we have a back-to-back. Just make sure your body's right, so you play the next game, be 100%.
Hey, Kyra, Christian Clark, one more time. And just from, I guess, a COVID perspective or the weird times we're living in, how strange is it being on the road right now and, going on road trips, I guess, compared to, being on the road in college during normal times?
It's kind of the same in college because in college, you probably have, as soon as you get to the city, it might be dark. So you really just go in the room, watch film, and just chill out to the game tomorrow. But I had to say with COVID, it's kind of the same thing as here. As soon as you get there, maybe you go eat, and then you just go in your room and get ready for the game the next day.
Hey, Kyra, Aaron with Fox Sports New Orleans. I know Griff mentioned you've been working a lot with Teresa Weatherspoon since you've arrived. I'm curious to know kind of what your relationship is like with her thus far and what she's wanted to work on with you, and then what you've taken from her.
Relationship's been good, just knowing her from when I was younger. So it was kind of easy to come in and get settled with her. She teaches me a lot of point guard knowledge from when she played, how I can get better in the offensive system, what we trying to do here. what the coach is looking for in the guards, being aggressive, being able to make reads, limit turnovers, just run the show. So she's trying to teach me everything that she can on the fly because we didn't get to have the summer league, the rookies, and all the things that go on when you get drafted. So we're just taking it a day at a time and trying to get better every day.
Quick follow-up to that. How did you know her previously? Where do y'all go back to?
My cousin played for her at college.
What's your cousin's name?
What's my cousin's name?
Yeah.
Kyra Young.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Kyra.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks a lot, Kyra. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Kyra.
Thank you.